before I start any message or any word, you don't understand the joy we all feel, even the people who are watching you on TV, seeing young people praise God is the greatest thing on earth. It is the greatest thing on earth. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. I wish I could just like take all of you with me and then go to the next place. Like, you guys are. I never ever say this. I have a home. I never say this because I have a home. And my home is Miracle Center, but I came here and I stepped there and I met your teachers. I met your deputy and I felt at home. I felt at home. And since I felt at home, I am going to make myself a regular. So, it is an absolute blessing. And one more thing, on the 20th of August, we have a this might be the biggest youth gathering ever seen in Kampala. There'll be a few surprise people that show up, and I'll be there. These guys will be there. And we want you guys to come and worship God. Come and let the whole world see that we don't need missionaries. We're going to send them missionaries. What a lot of people in the world have failed to recognize is this. You are the future. And on that day, we want every single person to know that the future is set and it's locked in stone. Nothing is going to move it. Nothing is going to throw it away. So it'll be a pleasure to have you. And not just you, like, tell your parents to come too. No, seriously, tell your parents to come too. Trust me, tell them to come too. Now, I know some of you have preached before and seen me preach. And a lot of these days I've been preaching with my friends. And my mom told me recently, Robert, you have two kinds of messages. The message when you take your phone out, and then you carry your laptop out. This is a laptop kind of evening. Like, I am going to share with you me and what God did for me. And before I begin this message, I want you to remember this number, 365. 365. These ones good. I know you don't want to think about numbers or school or anything, but just bear with me. I know you like, bro, we class, we didn't chill out. We're not trying to do anything. Just bear with me. There are 365 days in a year. 65 days. Something special about that number that a lot of other people don't know. I was a person who used to have a lot of fear. And not like the fear where you're like, okay, then I'll go do it. No, fear used to paralyze me. I remember being so scared to present in class that my stomach would, knees would shake, and I would just go in the bathroom. I'm not even lying to you. That scared. That scared. I had that much fear. And the truth is, we all have fear. Even me. And a lot of people look at me and they're like, no, you don't have fear, dude. You talk to a lot of people, you preach, you do a ton of stuff. You don't have fear. No, I do. And fear is paralyzing. Remember that number I told you to remember? 360. The Bible talks about not having fear. Specifically, it mentions not fear 365 times. I learned this message a lot later. That means God intended every single day, every single moment, do not fear. Whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whether it's January all the way up to December, do not fear. That was his intention. He didn't make it by mistake. He didn't joke around with it. 365. And to be real, I'm still scared. Doesn't make any sense, does it? I'm still scared. And laptop kind of evening, so you're gonna bear this message because I'm about to read you a few fears. And there's one fear that I have a lot. Ategeka. It's fear of failure. Ategeka is fear of failure. And then I have another one. Glossophobia, fear of public speaking. Yeah. Fear is something that a lot of us deal with, a lot of us live in, a lot of us experience. And some of you, it could not be you're really scared of anything, but some of you are afraid when you get your report, and that you have down here. You know that feeling that you get right here when you get your report? I'm so glad I'm not in school anymore. And then I also had another fear when I was in your position. Scoliophobia. I had that fear when I was in your position. I was afraid of school. I was afraid of school. I don't look like it, but I used to get bullied. I used to get bullied. I wasn't always big, I wasn't always tall, I was small. And I lived in London for 3 years when Christiana had cancer. And I used to get bullied every day of school for 2 years. I would reach getting off the bus right about where Jackson's standing. And there would be 2 blocks where we had to walk to the primary school where I was going to. And the school is called Johanna Primary School. And there were 3 kids. And I knew the moment I got off that bus, 2 2 blocks, I am getting a beating. So this continued to happen. I developed this fear of going to school. But the story about the bully, I'll finish that another time. It's quite interesting. And I don't know if you have it, but I'm just going to check. Maybe these ones back here have it. Plutophobia. Fear of money. You're laughing, but there's a guy. Fear of money. Go on. Abaplutophobia. The fear of bathing. No one has that one, right? No. You guys are good? No one has that fear. Okay, I'm making sure. Some people are looking around and pointing. And then, the reason why I've listed this is that fears, in sometimes, they start to become ridiculous. And I think a lot of false evidence appearing real. It's false evidence appearing real. It's what a lot of people say. And I always wondered, God, why don't you take fear out of me? You called me to do said thing, and I am afraid of said thing you called me to do. So why don't you remove the fear so I can do the thing? And this is what was really, really important. I remember when, first of all, let me give you a backstory. I ran from God. Some of you are not running, you're jogging. I ran. Some of you are actually walking. I ran. And even in there were things I was afraid to do. Like, that's how bad fear was. I was scared. I've never preached this message before. I was scared. And I sat down one day and I said, God, you need to understand, God, I have fear. I have fear of failing. I have fear of what people think of me. I have fear of what my parents will say. I have fear if they'll like me or not. I have This is what God said that really, really got me. Can you imagine what he said? Just guess. God looked at me and went, okay, that's good. And I was like, God, you don't understand. No, I have fear. I know you can turn everything out for your good, but listen, like I have fear. And he said something very, very powerful that helped me. He said, you have fear, but fear doesn't have you. You have fear, but fear doesn't have you. A lot of us don't understand the difference. You see, I know Daisy, so let me borrow you for a second. So, for a second, let's imagine that I'm fear. And I'm holding on to Daisy. Let's imagine that I'm fear and I'm holding on to Daisy. Try walk that way. Like, that's fear having you. And now, Daisy having me. Grab me. Now walk. Walk. Now let go and walk. You see, that's the difference. You can let go. What has you will not let go when you want it to. That was the issue I had with fear. It took me a long time to understand that fear had me and I didn't have it. I decided, you know what? Okay, fear, you're in control. I'm not going to do this. Reality, the reason why God does not take away your fear is because this sounds like a big contradiction and it sounds confusing. But understand the simple thing. Have power over something. If he wants you to be in control over something, he cannot remove it from you. You have to remove yourself from it. And what we do is that we're like, man, you know what? I'm too scared to do anything. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going to go. As a matter of fact, Robert, I'm so scared of what will happen when I'm going to graduate. I know I'm saying like you're talking to me, but that was me. When I graduated high school, I was scared. Like, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What's life going to look like? But in reality, every single thing designed the Bible to tell us 365 times, enough for every day. Scared, don't be tired, don't be confused, don't fear. I am not here to give you some 12-step program that is going to alleviate fear from your life. That is not realistic. I just want you to understand this. Just because you have something does not mean that thing has to have you. Let me explain this. Just because you failed yesterday does not mean failure has to have you. Just because you failed yesterday does not mean failure has to have you. Just because yesterday it did not go good does not mean not good is your life. I am telling you this because there's something that I have learned. One day, I will not be here. One day, this place and this truck where we're standing, you guys will be here. And I don't want you to be afraid. Because what a lot of you don't understand is that the devil is not your friend. The devil is not your friend. He can't add you on Facebook. He can't follow you on Instagram. The devil is not your friend. The only thing he can use to get you is fear. You want to know why there are more people in the world than there are in church? It's very, very simple. A lot of people were so afraid that they would not be successful, so they went to a place where success was guaranteed, but salvation was not. A lot of people went to a place where success was guaranteed, but salvation was not. Why? Because of fear. How many of you are Star Wars fans? Is it just me? I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And all of you know Yoda? So one of the biggest lines Yoda ever said, and he told it to Anakin. He told Anakin, anger is a path to the dark side. Success is also a path to the dark side. He told Anakin both those two things. He said the thing that you think is good could lead you to something that's bad. And the thing that is bad could lead you to something that is bad. And you know what I got from that? Anything that is not God, or anything that God did not put in front of you, will take you and dump you into something else that can hold you. I am talking to you not as somebody who came to preach to you. I am talking to you as somebody who was once you, and you will be somebody like me. And better. So I want you to know 110% that anything in your life, don't let it have you unless it's God. Because anything that wants to have you, wants to control you, and I was standing there, and I was standing with some of your teachers. You guys have amazing teachers. I want to tell you this. I want to tell you this. You have amazing teachers. The guy you see now was afraid. But like I told them today, I had like 4 teachers. 4 teachers who, even though I was scared, those people were there. There were times I was irritated about how much they were there, but I'm telling you, those people were there. You have amazing teachers. I'm telling you, I'm saying this, but like if you asked me when I was 15, Robert would never thank a teacher, period. I'm telling you the truth. But I got a little older, and I began to see how lucky I was that I had good teachers. You will one day minister to more people than I will. But you have to make sure, that you don't let fear hold you. That you don't let fear hold you. And I want to tell you what I do now, because I still feel fear. So this is what I do. Every time I feel fear, so pause for a second, right? So I'm going to tell you something that's very, very personal, okay? And we're not going to talk about it again. It's personal, and it's GreenHill's fault, okay? So what happened a few years ago? Not a few. I'm getting old. So like some years back, we came here with our school basketball team, to play. We played. There was a score. Things happen. The score was, it's not what I wanted. Okay, it's not what we wanted. What I'm trying to say is that we lost. I don't like to admit those things on national television, but we lost, and GreenHill won. I preached a whole message, and then the thing you clapped for was GreenHill. You guys. Okay. No, you guys are still winning because you're the only school I came to. I didn't even go back to the school where I was. So you guys are winning. And it's funny, they're probably watching me now, and I'm like, yeah, this is... Anyway. I want you to think about this. I remember that day. I remember this day so carefully because there was one guy on your team who was short. I have grass taller than this guy. This guy was tiny. Seriously. The only difference between him and this thing was that this thing is not human. But this guy was short. But this guy was scoring baskets. Like, and I was looking and I'm like, guys, it came to the point where it was the fourth quarter, there were 3 minutes left. And let me tell you where I sinned. Let me give you a proper sin. We contemplated injuring this dude. Seriously. Because there is no way. First of all, I am a Kayanja. Losing is not a thing, okay? I'm telling you, we don't lose. And we don't take losing. So I was sitting there, I'm like, guys, what are we going to... Okay, and then someone was like, we found him. I was like, dude, was he going to go to the funeral line? No. Robert, and I was like, okay, this dude, and we were like, we're good. We were like, if we stop this guy, we might not win, but we can at least cut these points down. We walked out, and I remember this tiny little kid, tiny, walks onto the basketball court. Because at the end, gets the ball, begins dribbling all the way down. He dribbles past everybody. He scores. And you short people, man, you're special. Because he looked... This guy was, who can I... Okay, hey, the guy in the yellow shirt, you're tall, come here. Come. Yeah. Come. This guy's gonna be me. Let me tell you what this short dude did. Why people think I'm very aggravated about this loss at GreenHill. This was the reason why. This dude comes, he stops here. And I'm like, how can a guy who is barely passing my knees look at me like, dude, get out of my way. Like and I was like, there's no way. This makes no sense. But this is the thing. Ooh, don't go away. This is fear, and this is you. And you know what happens? Every single time we walk up to fear, we take fear seriously. We say, you know what, I am not going to win because you're big. I'm not going to win because, well, you've been here before and I'm just showing up. I'm not going to win because I'm small. I'm tiny. This is the thing. We're here because of this. Remember that story about bullying I told you? You want to hear how it ended? One day, I was walking. Just walking, right? Okay, you're still me. Like, just walk. We're going to go over there and then walk this way. Walk this way. And then, the guys who would always like beat me up, take my lunch, rip out my bag, all that stuff. They show up and they just start beating on me. And this big guy he wasn't even really big. He was about a little taller than him. He was taking his little brother to school. And he sees me on the sidewalk, central London. Cars are driving past. People are not getting involved. He sees me getting beaten. He lets go of his brother's hand. He runs down. And he fights and he beats up these 3 guys. Yeah, let's clap for him. Let's clap. His name's Ronnie. Let's clap for him. And his brother runs over, and his brother goes, "Hey, you okay? You okay?" And he goes, "Hey, I'm fine, Callum. I'm fine. It's okay." So he's talking to his little brother, and his little brother is like, "Okay, are you sure you're fine?" "Yeah." So he picks me up. I had a huge white puffy jacket that was ripped. My shirt I had fallen in a puddle. My shirt was all. So he takes off his jacket, takes off his shirt, and he gives him to me. So this guy walks his little brother to school without a shirt on. And while we're walking, his little brother is there, and he goes, "Hey, why'd you do that, Ronnie?" And this is the one thing, every time I think about it, because there's more to this story that really breaks my heart, but every time I think about it, he looked down at his little brother, and he said, "Not everyone has a big brother, so sometimes you gotta show people that they can fight." And my perspective changed. I was no longer afraid because now I knew that I didn't have to wake up and come to school every day and be a victim. I didn't have to wake up every day and let life happen to me. That I had a say. And why we are here is because today we wanted to be the big brother that shows up and fights for you. And not just fights once, but to let you know and to let you understand that you can fight fear. You don't have to let it win. You don't have to let it bully you. You don't have to let it control your life. That was the biggest turning point in my life. The biggest. And maybe when you show up on the 20th, I'll tell you the rest of that story. But no matter what you're going through, no matter how difficult it is or how hard it is, don't be afraid. So when you feel fear, let's first pause. How many of you have something you're afraid of? How many of you are afraid of something right here, right now? Like right now you have fear. How many of you are afraid of something tomorrow? Wait, what's happening tomorrow? What? Reports. Oh, I'm scared for you too. No. Listen. Let me give you a secret. This is something that every single person should know. Every single person. The 2 things, okay? Number 1, study like you have never prayed. Listen to me. And then pray like you have never studied. You can't fail that option. Study like you don't pray. And then pray like you never opened your book. As a matter of fact, pray like you've never been in class. Number 2 is this. Why are you afraid of tomorrow? Someone tell me. You can go. Yeah? What? Okay, so it's great. It's great. Okay, so let me first tell you something. You're telling me you're afraid of something that has not happened yet. No, listen to me. You're afraid of something that has not happened yet. It hasn't happened. You see, don't think of fear as a tomorrow thing. Think of fear 10 years from now. My dad told me this and I never understood until 10 years later. What you're afraid of, it happened. You will find out tomorrow if it has happened. You will find out tomorrow if it has happened. But this is one thing you should understand. If the teachers are still here, could you raise your hand? If the teachers are still here. Okay, the teachers, they're back there. Okay, so I want you guys to look at me. Look at me for a second. Your teachers are over there. I want you to look at me for a second. And I'm saying this because my teacher told me this. No one ever told me this. My teacher told me this, my parents told me this. Regardless of how your reports are tomorrow, okay? The decision on whatever is written on the report card has already been written. But first stop for a second. I want you to understand this. Your teachers, I met your teachers today. Your teachers love you regardless of what's on your report. Listen. And your parents love you. Understand. Let me explain this for you. The reason why we don't see the two is because the people who love you the most will be frustrated when you don't maximize your potential. The people who don't love you, the ones who don't care. I had friends like that. They didn't care how well I did in anything. They didn't care if I failed. Those people don't love you. Why? Because where God wants to take you is a lot more important than where you are and how you feel. So what I want you to understand is this. All of you. I've had a lot of report cards, okay? I have had a lot of failures. Okay, you're not the first. If tomorrow is going to go bad, or if tomorrow is bad, you're not the first. Relax. Okay? I remember being like so nervous. I was like, oh my God. I was like, how do I get rid of this? What do I do? Can I hack the system and change the grades? And I know that's how a lot of you feel, but look around for a second. Just look around. Look at each other for a second. All of you, look at each other for a second. Now look back at me. What a lot of you saw but didn't really see and observe was that a lot of you have kind of the same fear. And God is very, very funny. How many of you have prayed to God to be strong? How many of you prayed God to be smart? I pray that God does that for you. right here and right now. So, before I go, I wanted to pray for you, if I can. But I also wanted to tell you this. I prayed for God to make me strong. And God brought heavy things to move. But with all my fears, all the times I've had bad report cards, everything that didn't work out the way I wanted it to and I was scared, I'm standing here. All the people who said I wouldn't make it, I am here. Okay, let me translate into the language that you understand. I'm flexing on the people who said I would not be able to. I'm not just stepping on their necks, I'm stepping on their TVs too. This is for real, for real. If God can do it for me. Oh, some of you guys are shocked. No, I could have been a rapper. It's just that Naxa needed a joke. Okay. He's just down the road. Just relax. But for real, for real. What is happening now does not determine tomorrow. Look at me. They told my mom, Robert should be a carpenter. They said he's not smart enough. That's what they said. No, Robert won't be able to do IT. He's just not that intelligent. Maybe he should do something else. He should just do a basic course. Oh, and I know they're watching. So right now, I pray that God touches you. That no matter how your today is, your tomorrow will be so much better. No matter how much you failed, even this year, I pray that success is going to hit you in the face tonight. That not just in your life, but even if you weren't the smartest in your class, that your last few years here, people are going to understand that you really serve a God. Like, the people who know you that are not saved are going to get saved just because they looked at you. And for every single person, if your home life isn't right, I pray that God steps in. I pray that God restores families, brings people back home. I pray that there is healing everywhere, even for the things your friends don't know or your best friend doesn't know. Even for the things you're actually ashamed to say. I pray that God touches you because God loves you and God knows you more than any person. So Father, the same things you've done for me, do them for them 100 times. Every place you've taken me, take them 100 times. God, every door you've opened for me, open for them 100 times. God, you are a God of miracles. God, a decade ago, I watched you do a miracle so unbelievable in my sister's life. There is no way you can't do something in theirs. No matter what is failing, no matter what is missing, no matter what has gone wrong. God, today, let that be a turning point. Let this praise rally be a turning point in their life. That you bless them so much. God, drown them in anointing and drown them in blessings. God, let that when it's 10 years from now and people look back at our ministry and they look at their ministry, that what you've done for them will be even greater than what we ever saw. Jesus, they love you. And they trust you. And I know you've never let me down. So I know you will not let them down. One more thing. I say this all the time. I say this everywhere I go. In case nobody told you that they love you, I love you. In case nobody told you you look good, you look good. Today is a different day. Today we're family. You ever see me anywhere and you want to stop me to talk, do so. We love you guys. Most importantly, I want to say thank you. And I'm going to do this the African way to the administration that allowed us to come here. Thank you. Thank you. Because there was nobody like me who ever came to talk to me when I was younger. And if there was, I would have avoided so much in my life. Thank you guys so much. Truly, we honor you. Thank you. The administration here is amazing. And parents, lastly, if you're watching and you're a parent, I've never done this before, but I say this now. I stepped, and these people are stewards of children. If I had kids right now, this is where they'll be going. I want to say that if you want to bring your kids somewhere, this is a school to do so. GreenHill, I love you. Thank you for allowing me to call this place home. It means the most to me. So much. All you big people, when you go to university, show up too. Oh, bro, listen, I have a lot of flexing to do. There are a lot of people who told me I would not be here. So, if somebody told you you could not be here, let's go flex. Let's go flex. I love you guys. Thank you so much. God bless you.